Okay guys, well I wanted to make a video kind of showing the Smith & Wesson 5903 SSV, which is the short slide version. Just kind of really how ahead of its time it really was. I'm not going to cover everything and all that, but I'm just going to kind of give you the brief history of the gun itself a little bit, and just some details on it. First and foremost, aluminum frame, stainless steel slide. This was awesome back then, especially, I mean, the early 90s. You've got a two-tone, you got your black or blue slide, whatever, and the aluminum frame. And that thing was just hot for the day. I had already had a 5906 for a year or two prior to that, and I just thought, hell, a lighter version of that with a little bit shorter slide was awesome. Wish I still kept my 5906 as well. That had adjustable sights on it. This has the Novak low rise. But again, I'm still glad I have this one. So another huge issue for the day was that, you came with factory mag and 14 rounds. The nice thing was they were marked. Back then, trying to find weapons that had it marked that well was difficult, so the mags were nice anyway. So this is a 5906 mag that I kept when I sold the other gun, and there's the standard 14 rounds. Well, the two that came with the 5903 SSV, 15 rounds, and it's you can see how they took the standard. It's gonna be hard to see there, but they took the standard 14 round ones, and you can see how it was added later on. Both of them, you can see it's different looking, and both of them have that. So 15 rounds. We're talking 1993 here, folks. That was pretty impressive, and I'll tell you what, that's pretty impressive for today's standards. Couple it with the weight, okay? So, 24.4 ounces this weighs. Compare that to an XD service model. This weighs 24.8 ounces. So again, we're rivaling Glocks here with weight, and this is almost 20-year-old design. Okay, actually, for some size comparison here, I'm gonna give you a little easier. Size steel. Chamber to chamber there. Half-inch longer barrel on the XD. This is coming in loaded now. 30. What is this? 35 ounces loaded. Well, that's because I got the 18-round Mechar clip in there. This is like 33.02 loaded. So weight for that time, unbelievable. Okay. So now we go over the safety features. This has got the disconnect, which of course works with the mag in, but if you drop it, it won't work. Okay. I also like that it's a true disconnect like this too. I've had that for so long that it was hard for me to go with the new style. Okay, that's why I think I like the XD, because it has the palm safety as well. Okay, for me it just, because with this I have no problem carrying condition 1 like this. Nothing's gonna happen. This would have to come, and then this would have to get pulled for this to fire. Okay, and the whole rationale back then. My brother-in-law is a New Hampshire State Trooper, and the reason that the New Hampshire State Police went with the 5906, which they did back in the early 90s, and I'm not sure for how long, but I know for a long time, was, the idea about the disconnect is, let's say you are in a struggle for the gun. It can happen. I don't care who you are. Drop the mag, even if there's one in the chamber, you can let the gun go. It's useless. So it is a useful, feature to have, especially when you're looking at it in that, that frame of mind. Especially for police. I can think that would be an awesome feature to have, because they're going to get into confrontations. They are good, and most likely are going to be outnumbered. So for that, that's the thing. So it does have that. I do like that. You know, it's a give or take. If this had it, great, whatever. It's not a big deal to me. So, and it's ambidextrous as well. So, the other thing, look at this, is a loaded mag, and it barely takes anything to drop it. It's just slick. It's always been like that. No matter how many you got in there, it does not affect the, you know, the release function. Okay? So they don't offer aftermarket grips for this thing. At least if they do, I'm not aware of it. I've looked and looked and looked and looked and nothing. This was another thing too. It had this little indent here, which earlier 59s didn't have. So that was nice. I believe the 5906 didn't have that. That's why another reason I got it. As you can see, I have pretty small hands. There's here. Everybody has a big lighter. See, I have tiny hands. This has always been a great gun, but it's always felt to me a little big in my hand, which is why, you know, even though the XD doesn't seem it, I am getting a lot better grip on there. Okay, it's got about a 1/4 inch more grip for me. So for me, and I like that because I grew up with this. Okay, and I enjoy shooting that way as well. I had a couple of failure to hold backs shooting that Russian Tula, that Russian ammo, not Tula, I mean Israeli ammo. But that as well is definitely the ammo. If you've seen my videos on that, you know that stuff was shit. But takedown is a little bit of a pain in the ass. You gotta line up there. You just push that through, hold it back, pin out, and then you're good to go. Okay, it's dirty because I was firing it lately, but pretty straightforward. It is a pain in the butt when you're putting it back on, that you have to make sure all of these are down. There's 3 of them, 3 little rails here that it rides on. And there we go. And you do this, back in she goes, and you're good to go. So anyway, it is accurate. I don't shoot it as well as I shoot the XD. It has double action, which is a nice feature. I really like that. And again, it's an all-around great weapon. I have, at this point, I'm probably coming up to close to only 800 or 900 rounds with it, and I'm the original owner. Okay. Again, I took a long time off. I was married. We just never went shooting. I always had it, but I never shot the thing much. And I probably put about 400 or 500 rounds in it in the last couple months, and before that, probably 400 or 500 rounds. So again, it's in immaculate shape, and it doesn't have a lot of wear on it because I didn't conceal carry it really but a handful of times. So for the shape it's in, for the age, is exemplary. And it shoots anything. I put anything in there and it'll take it. It's been very good that way. It's got a real nice feed ramp in there. Never have felt any, you know, indifference to the fact that it's an aluminum frame. Thing is solid. So definitely a gun worth considering on the used market. I see a lot of these out there and variants of these out there for cheap money in the 300s. This guy, I think, is probably at this point still worth about 600 because of there was only 1,500 of the SSVs made. I'm trying to find this as we speak on online here. Let's see. I think that these were a special order for the Pennsylvania Police Department. I can't be sure of that. Well, let me see if I can find that. I think it's called the TSW is another subtype of the 5903. That was introduced in 2000. Alright, well again, there's just not a lot of information online about this thing.